Hello, crafty friends and doll lovers. It is a beautiful morning, and I decided to film this video from outside on my deck. Um, I just finished my daily morning routine, which includes coming out and when the days are nice and sitting on the deck and doing my daily devotions. Um, and I love sitting on my deck because am experimenting with container gardening because I'm afraid of creepy crawlies, and I don't want to, although I have the space in my backyard, I don't want to plant a garden in my backyard because I'm afraid of coming up on a snake or something. So I figure if I plant in containers on my deck that I could see anything, and the chances of something slithering onto my deck are probably less than slithering into my yard. If you know different, please don't let me know. Don't put it in the comments. Let me live in my fantasy world, if you will. But anyway, I'm out here, and kind of outside of my comfort zone because I'm talking, and I don't know if I can be heard from my neighbors, but they might be looking and wondering who in the world is she talking to. Anyway, I thought I'd come and kind of catch you up on some things. In one of my last videos, I showed you um, Addy, a doll head and a doll body that I had found on eBay. It was the Addy mold, and ooh, I don't know if y'all heard that. Someone sneezed. Bless you. Anyway, wow. Um, I had shared with you the that I had found the doll head. It didn't have eyes, and the doll body. And I wanted to try an eye swap. Well, I guess technically it's not a swap because I didn't pull eyes out. But anyway, I decided I was going to try it for the first time. So I found um, I found eyes. I ordered eyes from, I think it was Beautifully Custom, and I was trying to decide what color, and I didn't want to go with a brown, a dark brown, and I was thinking gray, but then I came across a color called, I think it was called Rustic Pine, which kind of was green with a little bit of maybe browns in the eye. Um, from a distance, to me, it reads as a brown, but not a dark brown. And I also found a wig from Zazu Custom Wigs, I think is the name. Um, so I want to share with you the doll. But first I want to thank the people who gave me suggestions on how to do eye swap, especially on the Addy face mold, which I understand that is one of the face molds that is a little bit difficult because of the shape of the eye socket. So I took the advice. I watched several videos on eye swapping, and I went through the process, and it went very well. The first eye popped in, no issues. It took some. I had to apply some force, but it popped in. The second eye was a different story, though. What I ended up having to do is reheating the head some, and then I was able to pop the second eye. But by that time, my thumb was getting sore. So anyway, long story short, I got it in, and I'm gonna share with you what she looks like. Okay, taking her off of her doll stand here. Okay, all right. So here she is. This wig is called boho. It's the Java color, so it's a dark brown curly wig. And if I can get her close and get her, okay, so that is her eye color. So it's like green, looks like it has a little bit of splashes of maybe aqua and dark brown. So this is what she looks like, and I'm gonna be honest, it took a while for this combination to grow on me. I think if I had to do it again, I may have probably gone with a different wig. Um, I wasn't quite sure. I didn't want her to look too much like number 58. And then when I compared her to number 58, she doesn't look anything like her to me. But I felt like maybe I could have gone with a different color wig for a little bit more contrast with her skin tone, or I could have gone with a different style wig. But the more and more that I sat with her and allowed her to, just sit for a while, the more and more I started to fall in love with her. And it's like a lot of things when I'm crafting. I will finish something and I'll look at it and think, that didn't turn out right. But I've learned over the years that, at least for me, I am my worst critic. So I'm better off if I just, whatever it is, whether it's an outfit I made or a doll outfit or curtains or whatever, I find that I do better if I just sit it somewhere where I can see it, but kind of see it in passing. And what that does for me is um, it allows me to be more objective when I'm viewing my own work. So that's how I'm able. I have to kind of separate myself from what I made, which probably makes no sense, but it's one of those things that are able, if I'm able to separate myself, and be more objective when I'm looking at my own creations, then I tend to feel differently about them. Otherwise, I can sit there and point out every wrong thing, and I guess I will admit I lean towards perfectionism, and I'm trying to um, overcome that, get better with that. Perfectionism, it's not bad to want to do well in whatever you do, and there is a bee, which I don't mind bees because they pollinate my vegetable garden and allows me to have vegetables, but I don't like them when they're flying very close. But I think this one either landed or flew away, so I don't hear it anymore. So what was I saying? Oh, I was talking about perfectionism. I think it's great to want to excel in your craft, but I don't think it's so great when, in trying to do that, you end up not doing because it didn't turn out perfectly. And that is a struggle that I've had. I still have it to some degree, but I'm a lot better with it, where I will sometimes research, overthink to the point of paralysis. In other words, if I'm going to take this for example, um, do an eye swap, I'd I would watch all the videos out there about it, and then I would go, nah, that might not work out. It looks too hard, and then I never try it. So here recently, and when I say recently, I'm saying within the last few years, I have taken the approach of just try it. It definitely won't work if you don't. And I'm glad that I have changed my approach because I'm finding that I can be successful and that things turn out well, even though, in my opinion, they may not be perfect. Um, Most times people aren't looking at things that closely, unless, I mean, I guess some people do. I would say maybe critical, are more critical. Um, but I'm finding I don't look at what people do that closely. I just admire their talent and their skills, but I look at what I do with a fine tooth comb, and so I'm trying to get better with that. Anyway, this is how she turned out. I'm not sure about a name for her yet. Um, I'm not sure. I got to figure out. Uh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at my monitor to make sure she's turned in a way that you can see her. There you go. I'm not sure of her name yet. I think each doll, even though they may be the exact same doll, they have different personalities, and I try to pick names based on that. So I have not come up with a name for her yet. If you have some suggestions, I welcome them. Put them in the comments below. But the other thing I do want to do is I want to bring out number 58. This is number 58. This is also the Addy mold. Let me take off her glasses. So although this one also has curly hair, her curls are a little looser, and you can see that the skin tone is different. This is actually an old Addy, I believe. So it is the darker skin tone. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.